Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Going through our review of the primaries. The good news comes from the District of Columbia, right? We had primaries in D.C., in Maryland, in Delaware, a couple of other places. Adrian Fenty defeated. This is one of the most positive signs that Obama can be dumped. A candidate very similar to Obama, Fenty, closely allied to Obama, sharing this principal goal to bust the teachers' union, to destroy the teachers' union as a first step towards the definitive destruction of free, universal, compulsory public education, which we had in this country since the Northwest Ordinance in the 1780s under the Articles of Confederation. These wonderful conservatives don't want to conserve anything, but that's another story. Fenty defeated. Fenty, the union buster, defeated by the power, in particular, of the American Federation of Teachers, but above all of the black community, that the black community figured out that Fenty was an agent of the banks, in effect, of the establishment, of the man, and that he was fundamentally an enemy of most of the people in the District of Columbia, and in particular his Chancellor of Schools, Michelle Rhee, a union buster who made it her hobby to fire 200 to 300 teachers every August, September as the schools were opening up. She'd make sure that there was chaos in the system by firing principals, bringing in these young fanatics from Teach for America, much in the same way that reactionary college students used to be used for strike breaking in the 1920s. That's the policy of Fenty. He was defeated by Vincent Gray, and the lineup was simply this, that the white population of the district, unfortunately, austerity fiends, I guess, voted for Fenty, and they lost because the black population voted for Gray. So this is progress. It's extremely ominous for Obama because Obama is the race to the top, Arnie Duncan, union-busting, destroy the American Federation of Teachers, destroy the National Education Association. This has been swept away. I would also say in neighboring Montgomery County, the member of the county council, a woman called Trachtenberg, was the most outspoken union buster. She was defeated. She lost her seat on the county council after a mobilization by the teachers union. So she was heavily endorsed by the Washington Post. The teachers union got her thrown out. And this is tantamount. In both of these places, the Democratic nomination is, of course, tantamount to election. So there are some positive tendencies in terms of getting the agents of finance capital booted out at the various levels of government. And I think that with Fenty going down to Vincent Gray, the handwriting is now on the wall for Obama. Now, let's actually switch over to that. Obama in crisis. Now, he's going to try to save himself by saying, oh, look, as I see him on television right now, I'm nominating Elizabeth Warren to be my advisor. Yeah, too little, too late. Also, he hasn't got the guts to actually make her the head of this new financial protection agency, where she might have some effect. He's afraid to do that. He won't fight. Fighting and this guy have nothing in common. We have the new book by Charles Gasparino, formerly of CNBC, now Fox Business News, Bought and Paid For. And here we interestingly find all this stuff about Obama's Faustian pact with Wall Street. I would say really he'd been a Wall Street puppet for decades and decades before we ever got to this. But that's the new book by Gasparino, that we get all kinds of interesting things. Unholy alliance of Obama with Wall Street. Let's just give a little bit of the flavor of this. A secret meeting, June 2007, secret meeting in a private dining room, Johnny's Half Shell Restaurant in Washington, D.C. Dick Fuld of Lehman Brothers, Greg Fleming, number 2 of Merrill Lynch, Larry Fink of BlackRock, his name is his program, Volcker was there, Goldman Sachs, Gary Cohn, Bear Stearns, mortgage-backed whiz Warren Spector. Obama turned on the charm, got money from Blankfein, got money from all of these characters, from Blackstone, from J.P. Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon, now the shadow Treasury Secretary. You get the idea. Obama is a Wall Street puppet. We knew this here in January of 2008. It's actually 18 months ago. It's getting to be more. What are the tea leaves? Michelle Obama apparently has told Madame Bruni Sarkozy, whatever it is, the First Lady of France, the consort of this awful Sarkozy, that life in the White House is hell on earth. She doesn't like it. Does this mean Obama will quit? Let's look further. Dan Dorfman, long-term veteran Wall Street columnist, writing in the Huffington Post, Wall Street thinks that Obama will not run for re-election and that he can't be re-elected in any case, and that's another reason why he won't run. We've also got the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, right, the leading conservative paper in Germany, that Obama's ratings are down, Hillary is up. Rich contributors are coming forward to tell Hillary that she has to run against Obama in 2012, challenge him directly in the same way that Teddy Kennedy challenged Carter, or that at least Hillary Clinton has got to be vice president and maybe take over, push Obama to the sidelines because of his ineptitude. Anyway, you see what the problem is. The problem for the Democrats is if they want to survive, they've got to lead the mass rage against Wall Street. But since they can't do that because of Obama's ineptitude, we have this situation where it doesn't work, and therefore the Tea Party can come in and channel the mass rage against government and indeed against Obama, and ultimately this is what we've got. In the press this week, we had a very interesting thing about there's a new program coming on CNN with Eliot Spitzer. Now, this guy is obviously interesting because of what happened to him, his role in fighting Wall Street, and all the rest of it. And we'll find you the quotes maybe in a subsequent segment. But the general idea is that Spitzer and others have tried to interview some psychiatrists. Why is it that Obama refuses to fight? He won't fight. He's all this bipartisan garbage. How can you be bipartisan with O'Donnell? O'Donnell will never be bipartisan in the world, and nor will Engel or this Miller, Joe Miller, funny jokes by Joe Miller up in Alaska. The idea is that Obama he's a coward by nature, and the way they express this, that he's so afraid of confrontation that he has to always try to avoid it. He goes for compromises even when it's absolutely impossible. So what we're left with is this interesting question. There seems to be a growing series of straws in the wind that Obama won't even run. Is it possible? This would be the greatest boon. No matter who the other replacement for him might be, this would be a step forward. You get rid of Obama, you break the spell, you end the Obama mania, you remove this amazing red flag that he shows to 30% or so of the U.S. population. Just remove this guy who wants to make everything about himself, an egomaniac and narcissist, and get a normal pal so that you could get back to something more reasonable. Of course, then you'd want to fight for a program. So these things are possible. Now, also this past week, Glenn Beck, he's endorsed this guy, John Huntsman. That's his ego ideal. John Huntsman, and he did these plastic egg containers. He did the styrofoam containers for McDonald's and other, got very, very rich with this, got his son as a governor and now ambassador to China. The guy's reactionary, okay? So John Huntsman, the elder reactionary, is the ego ideal of Beck. This usually means that Beck is getting money from these characters. Beck this week did two things. He wants to muzzle his own dupes. He says, now you guys, from now on, right, you've been having fun by making your own signs. You can't make your own signs anymore because you go off message. Can't say what you think, and you can't wear your Statue of Liberty costumes because you look too crazy and kooky, and we don't want that. And then he also added, fat people should die. This is not a good populist program. I go to any Walmart or Kmart, and you'll see a lot of obese people. Beck thinks they should die. Is it true that is the Republican health care program, that overweight people should die? We'll be back in a minute.